Hello there, sleepy souls, and welcome back to another gentle journey with your sleepy long scientist. Tonight, as you settle into your cozy blankets and let the day's worries quietly drift away, we're going to explore one of the most magical things your mind does while you sleep. Every single night, without you even knowing it, your brain becomes the most talented movie director in the world, creating vivid films filled with impossible adventures, familiar faces, and stories that feel more real than reality itself. These aren't just random images floating through your consciousness. They're carefully crafted productions, complete with storylines, emotions, and special effects that would make Hollywood jealous. So if you haven't already, gently tap that subscribe button and let's embark on this dreamy exploration together, discovering how your mind plays the most extraordinary movies while you peacefully sleep. You know that feeling when you wake up from a dream so vivid, so incredibly real, that for just a moment you're not quite sure which world you belong to. Maybe you dreamed you were flying over your childhood neighborhood, feeling the wind beneath your arms as naturally as if you'd been born with wings. Or perhaps you found yourself having a deep conversation with someone you lost years ago, their voice so clear and comforting that you could swear they were actually sitting right there beside you. We've all had those dreams that stay with us throughout the day, colouring our thoughts and emotions long after we've opened our eyes. What's truly remarkable is that every single person on this planet spends about 6 to 8 years of their entire life dreaming. Think about that for a moment. That's more time than most of us spend learning to drive, going to university, or mastering a hobby we're passionate about. Yet most of us know so little about what's actually happening during those precious hours when our minds transform into the most creative storytellers imaginable. These aren't just meaningless fragments of sleep. They're intricate productions that help us process emotions, solve problems, and even heal from the day's experiences. Tonight, as we gently explore this mysterious world together, we'll discover why your sleeping mind is far more active and purposeful than you might have ever imagined. Imagine, if you will, the most exclusive cinema in the world, one where you're both the only audience member and the star of every film. This magical theatre exists inside your mind, and every night as you drift off to sleep, the lights gently dim, and the most extraordinary show begins. Your brain, that 3-pound universe nestled safely in your skull, transforms into the most talented movie director you could ever imagine, orchestrating productions that would leave even the greatest filmmakers in awe. As you settle into sleep, your brain doesn't simply shut down like an old television clicking off for the night. Instead, it shifts into a completely different mode of operation, like a bustling film studio transitioning from daytime rehearsals to nighttime magic hour shooting. The first stage of sleep is like the theatre's lobby, a gentle transition space where your mind slowly releases its grip on the waking world. Your breathing deepens, your muscles relax, and your brain waves begin to change their rhythm, much like an orchestra tuning their instruments before the main performance. But it's during REM sleep, that's RAPIDEYEMOVEMENT sleep, where the real cinematic magic happens. This is when your brain becomes the most creative director in existence, weaving together memories, emotions, and imagination into stories that feel absolutely real. During these precious periods, which happen several times throughout the night, your eyes dance beneath your closed lids, as if you're watching the most captivating film ever made, and in a way you absolutely are. What's truly fascinating is how your brain manages this incredible production. Think of it like a massive film studio where different departments work together in perfect harmony. The visual cortex acts as the cinematography team, creating stunning imagery without any light actually entering your eyes. The hippocampus serves as the scriptwriter, pulling memories from storage and weaving them into compelling narratives. Your emotional centers become the film's soundtrack, adding feelings and moods that make every scene pulse with life. The neurotransmitters in your brain work like the technical crew, carefully adjusting lighting, sound, and special effects. During REM sleep, certain chemicals are turned down low, particularly norepinephrine, dopamine, and histamine, creating an environment where logic takes a back seat and creativity can run wild. This is why in dreams you can fly through the air as naturally as walking, or find yourself back in your childhood home having a conversation with someone who's been gone for years, and it all feels perfectly normal. Your sleeping brain operates on a different set of rules than your waking mind, much like how a talented director might bend reality to tell a more powerful story. Time becomes fluid. A dream that feels like it lasted hours might have occurred in just a few minutes. Characters morph and change, combining features of different people you know into entirely new beings. Settings shift and transform as seamlessly as scene changes in the most expertly edited film. Throughout the night, your brain cycles through different types of productions. Early in your sleep, the dreams tend to be shorter, simpler stories, perhaps like brief documentaries about your day. But as the night progresses and you move through multiple REM cycles, the productions become longer, more complex, and increasingly creative. Those vivid, story-rich dreams that you sometimes remember in the morning typically come from the later REM periods, when your brain has really hit its directorial stride. What makes this nightly cinema even more remarkable is how personalized each production is. Your brain draws from your unique library of experiences, relationships, fears, and desires to create films that are completely and utterly yours. The location might be a blend of your childhood school and your current workplace. The characters might be your family members wearing the faces of celebrities. The plot might revolve around your deepest hopes or your most persistent worries, all woven together with the kind of creative logic that only dreams possess. This isn't random chaos happening in your sleeping mind. It's a sophisticated, purposeful process that serves important functions for your mental and emotional well-being. Your brain is essentially creating a safe space where you can experience, process, and integrate the complex emotions and experiences of your waking life. Each dream is like a custom-made therapeutic film, designed specifically for you by the most caring and intuitive director imaginable, your own magnificent mind. As we continue our gentle journey tonight, we'll explore exactly how your brain crafts these incredible stories, diving deeper into the creative process that transforms your sleeping hours into the most personal film festival you could ever attend. Picture the most creative writing room you've ever imagined, where brilliant scriptwriters work through the night, crafting stories that blend reality with the impossible, weaving together threads of memory, emotion, and pure imagination into narratives that feel more vivid than any Hollywood blockbuster. This extraordinary writing room exists inside your sleeping mind, and the lead scriptwriter is a remarkable part of your brain called the hippocampus, a seahorse-shaped structure that serves as both your memory librarian and your most talented storyteller. While you sleep peacefully, your hippocampus gently sifts through the countless experiences, conversations, images, and feelings from your day, much like a dedicated screenwriter reviewing notes and inspiration before crafting the perfect script. But unlike human writers who must choose between fact and fiction, your brain's scriptwriting team has the magical ability to blend both seamlessly, creating stories where your third-grade teacher might offer career advice while you're flying over a city that looks like Paris but feels like your hometown. The process begins with what scientists beautifully call memory consolidation, though we might think of it as the scriptwriting team sorting through today's raw footage to decide what deserves to be part of tonight's production. Your brain doesn't just randomly grab memories, it carefully selects moments that carried emotional weight, situations that need processing, or experiences that connect to deeper patterns in your life. That brief conversation with a coworker might become the foundation for an entire dream sequence because it reminded you of something important, even if you weren't consciously aware of the connection. What makes this scriptwriting process so fascinating is how your brain weaves together elements that would never logically belong in the same story. The scriptwriters in your mind operate by emotional and associative logic rather than the linear thinking of your waking hours. They might combine the feeling of safety you experienced while reading a book last week with the visual memory of your grandmother's kitchen and the sound of rain you heard this morning, creating a dream story where you're having tea with a wise figure in a cozy, rain-soaked cafe that somehow feels like the most important conversation of your life. Your emotional centers act like the story editors, ensuring that each dream carries the right emotional tone to help you process whatever your psyche needs to work through. If you've been feeling anxious about an upcoming challenge, your brain's scriptwriters might craft an adventure story where you discover hidden strengths. If you've been missing someone special, they might write a gentle reunion scene. These aren't conscious decisions. They're the result of your brain's incredible wisdom in knowing exactly what kind of story your soul needs to experience. The beautiful thing about these nocturnal scriptwriters is how they handle complex emotions and experiences that might be too overwhelming to process while awake. They create symbolic stories where your fears might appear as strange creatures that you face with unexpected courage, or where your hopes take the form of magical journeys to places that represent your deepest desires. It's like having the most compassionate and intuitive therapist crafting personalized stories to help you heal and grow. Memory networks throughout your brain contribute different elements to the scriptwriting process. Your visual memories provide the scenery and characters. Your emotional memories add the feelings that drive the plot. Your procedural memories contribute the actions and movements. Even memories you thought you'd forgotten can suddenly appear in your dreams, brought forward by the scriptwriters because they somehow connect to what you're experiencing now. What's particularly remarkable is how these scriptwriters handle recent memories differently from older ones. Fresh experiences from the day often appear more directly in your dreams, while older memories tend to be woven in more subtly, providing emotional context or symbolic meaning. This is why you might dream about your new coworker but find yourself in your childhood bedroom, or why a current worry might play out using characters from years past. The scriptwriting process also explains why dreams often feel so meaningful, even when they seem completely bizarre. Your brain isn't creating random nonsense. It's using a sophisticated symbolic language to tell stories that address your deepest needs, fears, and desires. The strange logic of dreams is actually a more poetic, metaphorical way of thinking that bypasses the critical, analytical parts of your mind that might normally interfere with processing difficult emotions. Throughout the night, as you move through different sleep cycles, your brain's scriptwriting team creates multiple productions, each one carefully crafted to serve different purposes. Some dreams help you practice for upcoming challenges, others help you process recent emotional experiences, and still others simply give your creative mind the freedom to play and explore possibilities that your waking mind might never consider. As we drift deeper into understanding your nightly cinema, we'll next explore how these carefully crafted scripts become the vivid, visual spectacles that make your dreams feel so incredibly real. In the most advanced movie studios in the world, teams of talented artists spend months creating special effects that can make audiences believe in flying superheroes, magical kingdoms, and impossible worlds. But even the most sophisticated CGI technology pales in comparison to the special effects department that operates in your sleeping mind every single night. This remarkable team, led by your visual cortex, creates imagery so vivid and convincing that you can see colours more brilliant than a summer sunset, experience textures so real you can feel them, and witness scenes so detailed that they rival any memory from your waking life. What makes this even more extraordinary is that your brain's special effects department creates all of this stunning visual content without a single photon of light entering your eyes. While you sleep with your eyelids gently closed, your visual cortex continues to fire and create, much like a master artist painting in complete darkness, yet producing works of breathtaking beauty. The neurons in your visual processing centers activate in complex patterns, generating electrical signals that your brain interprets as sight, sound, touch, and even smell, crafting a complete sensory experience from pure neural activity. Think about the last vivid dream you remember. Perhaps you could see the individual leaves on trees, notice the way sunlight filtered through windows, or observe the expressions on people's faces with crystal clarity. Your brain created every pixel of that visual experience by activating the same neural pathways that would normally respond to actual light hitting your retinas. It's as if your mind has an internal projector that can create three-dimensional, full-color movies without any external source material, drawing instead from the vast library of visual memories stored throughout your neural networks. The process is remarkably sophisticated. Different regions of your visual cortex specialize in different aspects of sight. Some areas focus on edges and shapes, others on color and brightness, still others on movement and depth perception. During REM sleep, these specialized regions work together like departments in a film studio, each contributing their expertise to create the complete visual experience. The edge detection areas might reconstruct the outline of a familiar face, while the color processing regions fill it in with the warm tones of someone you love, and the motion detection areas might add the gentle movement of them walking toward you. Your brain's special effects team has access to an incredible database of visual information collected throughout your entire life. Every face you've ever seen, every landscape you've witnessed, every object you've encountered has left traces in your visual memory banks. During dreams, your sleeping mind can seamlessly blend these stored images, creating hybrid visuals that feel completely natural, even when they're utterly impossible. You might see your childhood friend with your colleague's hair standing in a room that combines elements of 5 different places you've lived, and it all appears perfectly normal and real. The temporal lobes play a crucial role in this visual magic, acting like the special effects supervisors who ensure continuity and emotional resonance. They help coordinate the visual elements with the emotional content of the dream, making sure that scary scenes look appropriately threatening, while peaceful moments glow with warmth and comfort. This is why the visual quality of your dreams often matches their emotional intensity. Your most vivid dreams are usually also your most emotionally significant ones. What's particularly fascinating is how your brain handles lighting and perspective in dreams. Even though there's no actual light source, your dreaming mind can create the illusion of golden hour sunlight streaming through windows, the soft glow of candlelight, or the harsh fluorescence of office buildings. Your brain draws from its understanding of how light behaves in the real world and applies these principles to create believable illumination in your dream scenes, complete with shadows, reflections, and the subtle ways that different types of light affect mood and atmosphere. The resolution and detail in dream imagery can sometimes exceed what you notice in waking life. This happens because your sleeping brain isn't limited by the actual field of vision or the need to process real-time sensory input. Instead, it can focus entirely on creating the most impactful visual experience for the story being told. You might notice architectural details in a dream building that you'd never observe while awake, or see facial expressions with extraordinary clarity because your brain is emphasizing the emotional importance of that moment. Your brain's special effects department also excels at creating impossible physics that feel completely natural. Water might flow upward, people might walk through walls, or objects might transform into something completely different, and your dreaming mind accepts it all as perfectly reasonable. This happens because the logical, analytical parts of your brain that normally question impossible things are dampened during REM sleep, allowing the creative visual centers to work without interference from your inner critic. As we continue our gentle exploration of your nightly cinema, we'll discover how these stunning visuals combine with equally powerful emotions to create the rich, meaningful experiences that make dreams feel so profoundly real and important. If you've ever watched a movie without sound, you know how much the musical score contributes to the emotional impact of every scene. A gentle piano melody can make you feel nostalgic, while dramatic orchestral swells can set your heart racing with excitement or fear. In the cinema of your dreams, there's an even more sophisticated soundtrack playing, not one made of notes and melodies, but one composed entirely of pure emotion, conducted by a remarkable part of your brain called the amygdala, your mind's most talented emotional composer. Your amygdala works tirelessly through the night, weaving feelings into every moment of your dream stories with such skill that emotions in dreams often feel more intense and immediate than those you experience while awake. This tiny almond-shaped structure deep in your brain has been perfecting its craft for millions of years of human evolution, and it knows exactly how to score each scene of your nightly movies to create maximum emotional impact. Whether it's the overwhelming joy of reuniting with a loved one, the heart-pounding fear of being chased, or the peaceful contentment of floating through a beautiful landscape, your amygdala ensures that every feeling resonates through your entire being. What makes dream emotions so particularly powerful is that they bypass many of the filters and defenses that your waking mind uses to moderate intense feelings. During the day, your prefrontal cortex, the rational, logical part of your brain, acts like a careful editor, helping you regulate emotional responses so you can function in social situations and make reasonable decisions. But during REM sleep, this editorial control is significantly reduced, allowing your emotional centers to express themselves with pure, unfiltered intensity. This is why you might wake up from a dream still feeling waves of sadness from a loss that happened in the story, or carrying the warm glow of love from a dream encounter with someone special. Your brain's emotional soundtrack draws from the deepest wells of your personal experience, accessing feelings that you might not even realize you're carrying. Sometimes dreams become a safe space where your psyche can finally express emotions that feel too overwhelming or complicated to fully experience while awake. You might find yourself crying in a dream about something that happened years ago, or feeling incredible relief as you resolve a conflict that's been troubling your subconscious mind. These emotional experiences aren't just random occurrences, they're your brain's wise way of helping you process and integrate complex feelings that need attention. The remarkable thing about dream emotions is how they can transform and evolve throughout a single sleep period. Your amygdala might begin a dream with anxiety about an upcoming challenge, then gradually shift the emotional tone to confidence and empowerment as your sleeping mind works through the fear and finds inner strength. Or a dream might start with sadness about a loss and slowly transform into gratitude for beautiful memories, helping your heart heal in ways that conscious thought alone might not achieve. This emotional alchemy is one of the most therapeutic aspects of dreaming, allowing your psyche to alchemically transform difficult feelings into wisdom and resilience. Fear is perhaps the most common and intense emotion in dreams, and for good reason. Your amygdala has an ancient job of keeping you safe by practicing responses to potential threats, even imaginary ones. Those dreams where you're being chased, falling from great heights, or facing impossible challenges aren't just random scary stories. They're emotional training sessions where your brain rehearses how to handle fear and stress. Each time you face something frightening in a dream, you're building emotional resilience and strengthening your capacity to cope with real-world challenges. But dreams aren't just about processing difficult emotions. They're also where your brain celebrates joy, love, and wonder with incredible intensity. The happiness you feel in dreams of flying, the love you experience when embracing someone dear to you, or the awe you might feel while witnessing impossible beauty in a dream landscape can be so profound that they carry over into your waking life, enriching your emotional world long after you open your eyes. These positive dream emotions serve as reminders of your capacity for joy and connection, nourishing your spirit in ways that pure logic never could. Your emotional soundtrack also includes subtle feelings that add depth and meaning to dream narratives. The sense of familiarity you feel with a dream character you've never seen before, the inexplicable certainty that something important is about to happen, or the peaceful knowing that you're exactly where you need to be. These nuanced emotions help create the rich, meaningful quality that makes dreams feel so significant, even when you can't quite explain why. As we drift further into understanding your nightly cinema, we'll explore the fascinating cast of characters that populate your dreams, and discover why certain people earn starring roles in your most memorable sleeping stories. In the most exclusive casting agency in the world, there's a director who knows you better than anyone else possibly could. Better than your closest friend, your family, or even yourself in many ways. This director is your dreaming mind, and every night it carefully selects the perfect cast of characters for your personal sleep movies, choosing actors from the vast repertoire of every person you've ever encountered, from your dearest loved ones to strangers you glimpsed for just a moment on a busy street corner decades ago. The leading roles in your dreams most often go to the people who occupy the most emotional space in your waking life. Your family members, closest friends, romantic partners, and even that co-worker who somehow manages to both annoy and intrigue you. These are the performers your sleeping mind returns to again and again, casting them in stories that help you explore and understand your relationships with them. But what's truly fascinating is that these familiar faces don't always play themselves in your dreams. Your mother might appear as a wise teacher, your best friend could transform into a protective guide, or your partner might show up as a mysterious stranger who somehow feels completely familiar. Sometimes the most important characters in your dreams are people you haven't seen in years, pulled from the deep archives of your memory, because your sleeping mind recognizes that they represent something meaningful you're currently processing. That elementary school friend who was always so confident might appear in a dream when you're facing a situation that requires courage. Your grandmother, even if she passed away long ago, might visit your dreams during times when you need the particular kind of comfort and wisdom she represented in your life. These aren't just random memories surfacing. They're your brain's incredibly sophisticated way of accessing the emotional resources and life lessons these people embodied. Your dreaming mind is also remarkably creative when it comes to casting strangers in significant roles. Sometimes a person you saw briefly at a coffee shop might become a central character in an elaborate dream story, not because they themselves are important, but because something about them, their smile, their way of moving, the colour of their jacket, connected with an emotional memory your brain needed to explore. Your sleeping mind is constantly collecting faces and storing them away, building an enormous casting pool for future dream productions. What's particularly intriguing is how your brain creates composite characters. Dream people who combine features, personalities, and qualities from multiple real people to create someone perfectly suited for the story being told. You might encounter someone in a dream who has your father's eyes, your teacher's voice, and your friend's laugh, all blended together into a character who feels both familiar and mysteriously new. These hybrid characters allow your dreaming mind to explore complex relationships and emotions that might not be easily processed through interactions with any single real person. Children and elderly people often appear in dreams as symbols of wisdom, innocence, or life transitions, even when you don't know them personally. Your brain might cast a wise old woman as a guide during a time of uncertainty, or a playful child might appear to remind you of joy and spontaneity you've been missing. These archetypal characters tap into deep universal patterns of human experience that transcend individual relationships. Animals frequently earn starring roles in dreams, and they're often more than just cute or scary creatures. They're complex characters representing different aspects of your personality or life situations. A loyal dog might represent faithfulness and unconditional love, while a soaring eagle could embody your desire for freedom and perspective. Wild animals might represent untamed aspects of yourself, while domestic pets often symbolize comfort, companionship, and the nurturing relationships in your life. Perhaps most mysteriously, deceased loved ones often appear in dreams with a vividness and emotional presence that can feel more real than memory. These dream visits frequently occur during times of transition, grief, or when you're facing decisions that the person might have helped you navigate while they were alive. Your sleeping mind seems to understand that these relationships don't simply end with death, but continue to evolve and provide guidance through the powerful medium of dreams. Sometimes your dreams feature celebrities, fictional characters, or historical figures you've never met but who represent certain qualities or aspirations in your psyche. Meeting a famous musician in a dream might reflect your own creative desires, while encountering a historical leader could represent your need to find strength and direction in challenging times. These larger-than-life characters allow your dreaming mind to explore aspects of yourself that might feel too grand or intimidating to address directly. The most interesting character in many dreams, however, might be the version of yourself that appears in the story, sometimes confident and capable in ways that surprise you, other times vulnerable or confused in ways that reveal hidden fears or uncertainties. This dream self often serves as both the protagonist and the audience, experiencing the story while simultaneously being shaped by it. As we continue our gentle journey through the landscape of sleep, we'll explore the different genres and types of movies your mind creates, from thrilling adventures to tender love stories, each one carefully crafted to serve your emotional and psychological needs. Just as movie theaters offer different genres to match every mood and need, your sleeping mind operates like the most intuitive film programmer imaginable, selecting exactly the right type of dream movie for whatever your soul requires on any given night. Sometimes you need an action-packed adventure to work through feelings of powerlessness, while other nights call for a gentle romantic comedy to remind you of love's possibilities, or perhaps a thought-provoking drama to help process complex life situations. Your brain somehow knows exactly which genre will serve you best, creating personalized film experiences that speak directly to your deepest emotional and psychological needs. The horror films of your sleep, what we commonly call nightmares, might seem like unwelcome guests in your nightly cinema, but they're actually some of your mind's most important productions. These intense, often frightening dreams serve as your psyche's way of practicing courage and resilience in a safe environment. When you're being chased by unknown figures, facing impossible challenges, or experiencing loss and danger in your dreams, your mind is essentially running emergency drills, helping you build emotional strength and coping mechanisms that you can draw upon in real-life difficulties. Even the most terrifying nightmare is ultimately an act of love from your subconscious, preparing you to face whatever challenges life might bring with greater courage and wisdom. Adventure dreams are perhaps the most exhilarating films in your personal cinema, often featuring you as the hero of epic journeys, daring rescues, or impossible quests. These dreams frequently emerge when you're feeling stuck or limited in your waking life, offering your spirit the chance to experience freedom, power, and unlimited possibility. Flying dreams belong to this genre, those magical experiences where you soar effortlessly through the air, often representing your desire to rise above current limitations or gain new perspective on life's challenges. The sensation of flight in dreams can be so liberating and joyful that it stays with you long after waking, reminding you of your inner capacity for transcendence and growth. Romance films in your dream theatre can range from tender reunions with past loves to passionate encounters with mysterious strangers who somehow represent everything you're seeking in relationship. These dreams often serve as your heart's way of exploring what love means to you, processing feelings about current relationships, or keeping alive your capacity for deep connection and intimacy. Sometimes, these romantic dreams feature people you know, while other times they star completely imaginary characters who embody the qualities your soul is longing to experience or express. Mystery and thriller dreams engage your mind's natural problem-solving abilities, often presenting you with puzzles to solve, clues to follow, or complex situations that require detective work. These dreams might reflect your waking mind's attempts to understand confusing situations in your life, relationships that feel unclear, or decisions that require deeper insight. Your sleeping mind becomes a detective, using symbols and metaphors to work through problems that your conscious thinking might find too overwhelming or complex to approach directly. Science fiction dreams transport you to impossible futures, alternate realities, or worlds where the normal rules don't apply. These fantastical productions often emerge when you're contemplating major life changes, exploring new possibilities, or trying to imagine different versions of yourself. In these dreams, you might discover you have magical powers, live in different time periods, or exist in worlds where your current limitations simply don't exist. These aren't escapist fantasies. They're your creative mind's way of expanding your sense of what's possible and helping you envision new directions for your life. Comedy appears in dreams more often than we might expect, with your sleeping mind creating humorous situations, witty conversations, and playful scenarios that help lighten emotional burdens and remind you not to take life too seriously. Dream humor often works differently than waking humor, relying on visual puns, impossible situations, and the kind of absurd logic that only makes sense while you're asleep. These lighter dream productions serve as emotional medicine, helping balance the more intense or challenging dreams with joy and laughter. Family dramas in your dream cinema often feature complex interactions with relatives, both living and deceased, helping you process generational patterns, unresolved conflicts, or deep family bonds. These dreams might take you back to childhood homes, family gatherings, or conversations with family members that help you understand your roots, heal old wounds, or celebrate the love and support that shaped who you are today. Perhaps most intriguingly, your mind sometimes produces what we might call documentary-style dreams, realistic scenarios that closely mirror your daily life, but with subtle differences that help you explore alternative approaches to current situations. You might dream about having different conversations with your boss, trying new responses to family conflicts, or making different choices in challenging situations, essentially using your sleep time to rehearse and explore various possibilities before implementing them in waking life. As we drift deeper into understanding your nightly cinema, we'll explore the precise timing of these different productions, discovering how your dreams change and evolve throughout the different stages of your sleep journey. Your personal cinema operates on the most sophisticated scheduling system imaginable, with different types of shows playing at carefully orchestrated times throughout the night, much like a perfectly curated film festival that knows exactly when your mind is ready for each type of experience. This isn't random programming. Your brain follows an ancient rhythmic schedule that has been refined over millions of years of human evolution, ensuring that each dream arrives at precisely the moment when it can serve you best. As you first drift off to sleep, your brain's cinema begins with what we might call the preview trailers, brief, often fragmented glimpses of the night's upcoming attractions. During these initial light sleep stages, your dreams tend to be short, sometimes lasting only a few minutes, and often closely connected to the day you've just finished. You might find yourself replaying conversations from work, seeing faces of people you encountered, or experiencing gentle variations on recent events. These early dreams serve as a bridge between your waking and sleeping worlds, helping your mind gradually release its hold on the day's concerns and settle into the deeper rest that's coming. The first act of your night's programming typically features what scientists call non-REM dreams, productions that tend to be more realistic, thought-like, and closely tied to everyday experiences. These dreams often feel like logical extensions of your waking thoughts, perhaps featuring straightforward scenarios like organising your schedule, having normal conversations with friends, or finding yourself in familiar places doing ordinary things. While these dreams might not seem as dramatic or memorable as the epic productions that come later, they serve important functions in helping your brain process and organise the day's experiences, filing memories into their proper places and making connections between new information and existing knowledge. But as the night progresses and you move deeper into sleep, your brain's cinema shifts into a completely different gear. The second and third acts of your nightly show feature the main attractions, those vivid, complex, emotionally rich dreams that occur during REM sleep periods. What's fascinating is that these REM episodes get longer and more elaborate as the night continues, like a film festival building toward its most spectacular finale. Your first REM period might last only 10 or 15 minutes, offering brief but intense dream sequences, while your final REM period before morning can stretch for 30 to 45 minutes, providing time for the most intricate and meaningful dream stories your mind can create. During the middle hours of the night, roughly between midnight and 4 in the morning, your brain often presents its most emotionally intense productions. This is when you're most likely to experience those profound dreams that seem to reach into the deepest parts of your psyche. Dreams about relationships, fears, desires, and life changes that feel monumentally important, even if you can't always remember or understand them upon waking. Your brain seems to know that this deep, dark period of the night is the perfect time for the most serious emotional work, when you're far enough from the day's distractions to truly dive into the complex feelings and experiences that need processing. The final act of your nightly cinema, occurring in the hours just before you wake up, often features the most vivid and memorable dreams of all. These morning dreams benefit from the longest REM periods and seem to carry a special quality of creativity and insight. Many people report that their most inspiring, problem-solving, or prophetic dreams occur during these final hours of sleep, when your brain has had all night to work through various emotional and mental processes and is now ready to present you with insights, resolutions, or new perspectives that can guide your upcoming day. What makes this scheduling even more remarkable is how your brain adjusts the programming based on your individual needs and circumstances. When you're dealing with stress, your mind might schedule more anxiety-processing dreams earlier in the night to help you work through worries before deeper rest. During times of grief or major life changes, your brain might program longer, more frequent emotional processing sessions throughout the entire night. If you're learning something new or working on creative projects, you might find that your morning dreams are particularly rich with innovative ideas and novel solutions. The timing of your dreams is also influenced by your natural circadian rhythms and sleep architecture. Your brain naturally produces different neurochemicals at different times of night, creating optimal conditions for various types of dream experiences. The deep, restorative, slow-wave sleep of early night provides the foundation for the more elaborate REM productions that follow, like a theatre ensuring its stage is properly set before the main performance begins. Temperature changes in your body and brain throughout the night also affect the quality and intensity of your dreams, with the coolest periods often corresponding to the deepest, most meaningful dream experiences. Even the natural fluctuations in hormones like cortisol and growth hormone play roles in determining when and how your most important dream stories unfold. As we continue our gentle exploration of your sleeping mind, we'll discover why these carefully timed dream productions are so deeply personal and meaningful, exploring how your individual history, personality, and current life circumstances shape every aspect of your nightly cinema experience. In all the movie theatres and streaming platforms across the world, there has never been and will never be a cinema experience quite like the one that happens in your sleeping mind each night. This is the most exclusive theatre imaginable, one where you're simultaneously the audience, the star, the director, and the critic, experiencing films that have been crafted specifically for you by someone who knows your deepest fears, your most treasured memories, your secret hopes, and your unspoken longings better than anyone else possibly could. That someone is your own magnificent brain, creating dream productions that are as unique to you as your fingerprints, as personal as your heartbeat, as individual as the way you laugh or the particular shade of happiness in your eyes. Your dreams are unlike anyone else's because they're built from the irreplaceable collection of experiences that make you who you are. Every conversation you've ever had, every sunset you've witnessed, every person who's touched your life, every song that's moved you to tears, every moment of joy or sorrow or wonder, All of these experiences live within your neural networks, creating a vast personal library that your dreaming mind draws from to craft its nightly stories. When you dream of flying over a landscape that feels familiar yet impossible, that terrain is painted with colours from sunsets you've actually seen, shaped by mountains you've climbed or wished you could climb, and filled with the emotional resonance of every time you've ever felt truly free. The characters in your dreams carry the faces, voices, and mannerisms of people who have mattered to you, but they're filtered through your unique perspective and emotional relationship with each person. The way your mother appears in your dreams is coloured by every moment of comfort she's provided, every lesson she's taught, every time her presence made you feel safe or challenged you to grow. No one else in the world has exactly your relationship with your mother, which means no one else's dreams could possibly feature her in quite the same way. She exists in your dream world as a completely unique creation, shaped by the singular story of your shared experiences. Your cultural background weaves itself through every aspect of your dream narratives in ways both obvious and subtle. The foods that appear in your dreams, the landscapes that feel like home, the social situations that generate comfort or anxiety, the symbols that carry meaning. All of these are influenced by the particular corner of human culture where you've lived and learned and loved. Someone who grew up in a bustling city will have different dream architectures than someone raised in rural landscapes. Someone whose childhood was filled with specific traditions, languages, or belief systems will find those elements naturally appearing in their sleep stories, creating dream experiences that reflect their unique cultural journey. Even your personality traits become directors of your nightly cinema, influencing not just what you dream about, but how you dream about it. If you're naturally curious and adventurous in waking life, your dreams might more often cast you as an explorer, discovering new worlds. If you're someone who values deep connections with others, your dreams might frequently feature meaningful conversations and emotional reunions. Your natural temperament, whether you tend toward optimism or caution, whether you're drawn to logic or intuition, whether you process experiences through analysis or feeling, all of these aspects of who you are shape the tone, style, and focus of your dream productions. Your current life circumstances act like ongoing script revisions, ensuring that your dreams remain relevant to what you're experiencing now. The college student stressed about exams will have different dream themes than the new parent learning to nurture a child, which will differ from the retiree contemplating life's meaning and legacy. Your brain continuously updates its dream programming to address your current emotional needs, relationship challenges, creative projects, and life transitions, making each night's cinema a reflection of both who you've always been and who you're becoming. The fears that visit your dreams are as personal as the joys that light them up. Your particular anxieties, whether they center around failure, loss, rejection, or any of the countless ways humans can feel vulnerable, these show up in your dreams disguised in symbols and scenarios that your specific psyche finds most meaningful. Similarly, the things that bring you the deepest happiness and fulfillment in waking life often appear in your dreams as sources of healing, inspiration, and emotional nourishment. Your dreams even reflect your individual relationship with mystery and meaning. Some people naturally tend toward dreams filled with vivid symbolism and metaphorical richness, while others experience more straightforward, realistic dream scenarios. Some dreamers seem drawn to epic, mythological themes, while others find profound meaning in dreams about ordinary, everyday experiences transformed by the strange logic of sleep. This deeply personal nature of dreaming means that no dream dictionary, no matter how comprehensive, could ever fully capture what your specific dreams mean to you, because they're speaking in a language that only you and your unconscious mind fully understand. As we continue our gentle journey through the mystery of sleep, we'll explore the profound purposes that these intensely personal dream experiences serve in your emotional and psychological well-being. Imagine the most caring, wise, and intuitive therapist you could ever hope to meet, someone who knows every detail of your life story, understands your deepest fears and most cherished hopes, and has infinite patience to help you work through whatever challenges you're facing. This compassionate healer exists within you, and every night as you sleep, they get to work creating exactly the experiences your mind and heart need to process, heal, and grow. Your dreaming brain serves as this loving inner therapist, crafting personalized healing experiences that help you navigate the complex emotional landscape of being human. One of the most important purposes of dreaming is what scientists call emotional regulation. though we might think of it as your mind's way of helping your heart find balance and peace. Throughout your waking hours, you encounter countless experiences that stir up feelings, from minor frustrations to profound joys, from everyday anxieties to life-changing revelations. Your conscious mind does its best to handle these emotions as they arise, but there's only so much processing that can happen while you're busy living your life. Dreams provide a sacred space where your psyche can fully experience, examine, and integrate these feelings without the constraints and distractions of daily responsibilities. When you dream about confronting someone who's hurt you, or finding yourself in situations that mirror your real-life challenges, your brain is essentially providing you with a safe rehearsal space where you can explore different responses and outcomes. These aren't just random replays of events, they're therapeutic experiences where you can practice courage, work through anger, or discover new perspectives on difficult situations. Sometimes you might wake up from a challenging dream feeling mysteriously lighter or clearer about a problem that seemed overwhelming the day before, and this is your brain's therapeutic work showing its gentle effectiveness. Dreams also serve as your mind's most sophisticated filing system, helping to organize and consolidate the countless pieces of information you encounter each day. While you sleep, your brain sorts through experiences, conversations, observations, and learnings, deciding what deserves to be stored in long-term memory and what can be safely discarded. But this isn't a cold, mechanical process. It's more like a wise librarian who understands that information is only valuable when it connects meaningfully to your life story. Your dreams help weave new experiences into the larger narrative of who you are, finding connections between today's events and your existing knowledge, relationships, and understanding of the world. The creative problem-solving that happens in dreams is perhaps one of their most magical purposes. Your sleeping mind approaches challenges with a completely different kind of logic than your waking thoughts, free from the limitations of what seems realistic or practical. In dreams, you can try solutions that your conscious mind would immediately dismiss, explore possibilities that seem impossible, and make connections between seemingly unrelated ideas. Many of history's greatest innovations, artistic breakthroughs, and scientific discoveries have emerged from insights that first appeared in dreams, when the creative mind was free to play without the constraints of conventional thinking. Dreams also provide a space for your psyche to process grief, loss, and major life transitions in ways that might be too overwhelming to handle while awake. When you dream of deceased loved ones, your mind isn't just playing with memories, it's actively helping you work through the complex feelings that come with loss, allowing you to experience continued connection while gradually accepting change. Similarly, dreams about major life transitions, like starting a new job, moving to a different city, or entering the new phase of relationship, help your psyche rehearse these changes and reduce the anxiety that naturally comes with stepping into the unknown. Your dreams serve as a bridge between your conscious and unconscious minds, bringing important insights and wisdom from the deeper parts of your psyche into your awareness. Sometimes you might wake up with a sudden understanding about a relationship pattern you've been repeating, or clarity about a decision you've been struggling to make, or simply a sense of knowing something important about yourself that you couldn't quite grasp before. These moments of insight aren't accidents. They're the result of your dreaming mind's patient work in processing and integrating all the subtle information your conscious awareness might have missed. The restorative purpose of dreams extends beyond emotional and mental healing to include physical well-being as well. During dream-rich REM sleep, your brain performs crucial maintenance functions, clearing out cellular waste products, strengthening neural connections, and supporting immune system function. The vivid, engaging nature of dreams seems to be connected to these restorative processes, as if the rich inner experience of dreaming supports the deep healing work happening throughout your body. Perhaps most beautifully, dreams serve to maintain your connection to hope, wonder, and possibility during times when waking life feels difficult or limited. In dreams, you can experience versions of yourself that are braver, more creative, more loving, or more capable than you sometimes feel during the day, reminding you of potentials that exist within you, even when they're not immediately accessible. As we continue our gentle exploration of sleep's mysteries, we'll discover what can sometimes interfere with these beneficial dream processes, and how various factors in our modern world can affect the quality and healing power of our nightly cinema. Just as the most beautiful film production can be disrupted by technical difficulties, power outages, or equipment malfunctions, Your nightly cinema is surprisingly sensitive to various factors that can interfere with the delicate process of creating meaningful dreams. Understanding what happens behind the scenes when things go wrong can help us appreciate just how intricate and carefully balanced this whole dreaming process really is, and why taking gentle care of our sleep environment is so important for maintaining the therapeutic magic of our dream experiences. Stress acts like an overzealous producer who keeps interfering with the creative process, often hijacking your dream productions and turning them into repetitive anxiety rehearsals rather than the healing, restorative experiences they're meant to be. When your mind is overwhelmed with worries about work, relationships, finances, or health, your amygdala, that emotional center we talked about earlier, can become so activated that it dominates the entire dream production, creating scenarios that loop endlessly around your fears rather than helping you process and move beyond them. Instead of the varied creative programming your brain usually provides, stress can turn your nightly cinema into a single genre theatre showing nothing but anxiety thrillers, leaving you to wake up feeling more tired and worried than when you went to sleep. Certain medications can dramatically alter your dream landscape, sometimes enhancing the vividness and emotional intensity of dreams, while others can suppress REM sleep entirely, leaving you with a strange sense that something important is missing from your nights. Antidepressants, blood pressure medications, and even some over-the-counter sleep aids can change the neurochemical balance that your brain relies on to create its nightly productions. It's like having different filters or lenses applied to your dream camera. The stories might still be there, but they're filmed with different lighting, different focus, or sometimes not filmed at all. The timing and content of what you eat before bed can influence your dream cinema in surprisingly profound ways. That late-night snack might seem harmless, but it can act like an unexpected guest who shows up during filming and changes the entire mood of the production. Foods high in sugar or caffeine can overstimulate your nervous system, creating restless, fragmented sleep that doesn't allow for the deep, sustained REM periods where your most meaningful dreams occur. Meanwhile, going to bed hungry can also disrupt the process, as your body's need for nourishment competes with your brain's need for restorative sleep, sometimes creating dreams dominated by themes of searching, wanting, or feeling unsatisfied. Your sleeping environment plays the role of the film studio, and just like any creative space, it needs to be properly set up to support the delicate work happening inside. Temperature fluctuations can interrupt the natural sleep cycles that allow for proper dream progression, while noise pollution acts like unwanted soundtrack interference, sometimes incorporating real-world sounds into dream narratives in ways that pull you closer to waking consciousness, rather than allowing you to dive deeply into the restorative experience of REM sleep. Even the quality of light in your bedroom can affect your brain's production of melatonin, that crucial hormone that helps orchestrate the timing and depth of your sleep cycles. Alcohol, despite making many people feel initially drowsy, acts like a disruptive studio executive who seems helpful at first but ultimately interferes with the creative process. While alcohol might help you fall asleep more quickly, it significantly disrupts the architecture of your sleep, particularly suppressing REM sleep during the first part of the night, and then causing a rebound effect later that can lead to fragmented, less restorative dream experiences. Instead of the smooth, progressive deepening of sleep that allows for optimal dream production, alcohol creates an uneven, choppy pattern that rarely allows for the sustained creative work your brain needs to do. Technology and screen time before bed can overstimulate your visual cortex and disrupt your natural circadian rhythms, much like leaving bright work lights on in a theatre when you're trying to create an intimate atmospheric film. The blue light from phones, tablets, and computers can suppress melatonin production and keep your brain in a more alert, analytical state, rather than allowing it to transition into the receptive, creative mode necessary for meaningful dreaming. Your brain needs time to shift from the rapid-fire processing required for digital information to the slower, more associative thinking that characterizes dream consciousness. Sleep disorders like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or chronic insomnia create ongoing disruptions that can severely impact the quality and continuity of your dream experiences. These conditions are like persistent technical problems that keep interrupting the film production, preventing your brain from completing the full cycles of sleep necessary for optimal dreaming. The result is often fragmented, less memorable dreams that don't provide the same restorative and therapeutic benefits as the rich, continuous dream narratives that emerge from uninterrupted sleep. Even irregular sleep schedules can disrupt your dream cinema by confusing your brain's internal timing systems, like constantly changing the showtimes at a theatre so that the audience never knows when to arrive for the main feature. As we continue our gentle journey through the world of sleep, we'll explore how different cultures around the world have understood and celebrated the mysterious gift of dreaming throughout human history. Across the vast tapestry of human experience, from the snow-covered mountains of Tibet to the lush rainforests of the Amazon, from the ancient cities of the Mediterranean to the wide-open landscapes of Australia, people have been dreaming the same fundamental dreams for thousands upon thousands of years. Yet, like the most beautiful symphony that sounds different when played by orchestras from different cultures, each society has developed its own unique understanding of what dreams mean, how they should be honoured, and what role they play in the larger story of human life. These different cultural perspectives on dreaming create a rich global cinema of the mind, where the same basic human experiences are interpreted through countless beautiful lenses of meaning and wisdom. In many indigenous cultures around the world, dreams are not seen as mere personal experiences, but as sacred communications from the spiritual realm, important enough to shape decisions about hunting, healing, relationships, and community direction. Among the Aboriginal peoples of Australia, the concept of dream time represents far more than our Western understanding of sleep dreams. It encompasses a sacred era when ancestral spirits walked the earth and created the landscape, laws, and life patterns that continue to guide their descendants today. This beautiful worldview sees dreaming as a bridge between the physical and spiritual worlds, where ancient wisdom continues to flow into modern life through the nightly visions of sleeping minds. The shamanic traditions found in cultures from Siberia to South America have long recognized certain individuals as especially gifted dreamers who can journey into the dream realm on behalf of their communities, bringing back healing knowledge, spiritual guidance, and insights about the future. These dream practitioners understand that the sleeping mind can access types of wisdom and information that are simply not available to waking consciousness, treating dreams as a legitimate and powerful source of knowledge that deserves the same respect we might give to any other form of learning or discovery. In ancient Egypt, dreams were considered messages from the gods, so important that they built special dream temples where people could come to receive divine guidance through their sleep. These sacred spaces were designed to enhance the dreaming experience with specific rituals, prayers, and preparations that helped people open their minds to receive the wisdom that might come through their nightly visions. The Egyptians understood something we're only now rediscovering through modern neuroscience, that the right environment and mindset can significantly influence the quality and meaningfulness of our dream experiences. Traditional Chinese medicine has long recognized the connection between dreams and physical health, understanding that the quality and content of dreams can reflect the balance or imbalance of energy systems within the body. Different types of dreams are associated with different organ systems and emotional states, creating a sophisticated diagnostic tool that helps healers understand not just what someone is experiencing mentally and emotionally, but how their entire being, body, mind, and spirit, is functioning as an integrated whole. In Hindu and Buddhist traditions, dreams are often viewed as experiences of the subtle body, moments when consciousness is freed from the limitations of physical existence and can explore other realms of reality. These traditions have developed detailed practices for working with dreams, including techniques for becoming lucid within dreams and using the dream state for spiritual development and enlightenment. The idea that we can become conscious and intentional within our dreams, rather than simply experiencing them passively, has given rise to sophisticated practices that treat dreaming as a form of meditation and spiritual exploration. Native American cultures often emphasize the prophetic and healing aspects of dreams, with many tribes having specific traditions around dream sharing, interpretation, and the integration of dream wisdom into daily life. The concept of vision quests, intentional periods of solitude and fasting designed to invite meaningful dreams and spiritual insights, recognizes that sometimes we need to create special conditions to receive the deeper guidance that our souls are seeking. Modern Western psychology, starting with pioneers like Freud and Jung, began to recognize dreams as windows into the unconscious mind, valuable sources of information about our hidden fears, desires, and potentials. While Western approaches tend to focus more on individual psychological meaning rather than spiritual or communal significance, they've contributed valuable insights about how dreams help us process emotions, solve problems, and integrate experiences in ways that support mental and emotional health. What's particularly fascinating is how globalization and modern technology are beginning to influence dream content across cultures. Researchers have found that people in more technologically connected societies often report dreams featuring cars, phones, and urban environments, while those in more traditional settings continue to dream primarily about nature, animals, and ancestral themes. Yet despite these surface differences, the fundamental emotional content of dreams, the fears, hopes, relationships, and spiritual longings that drive our nightly narratives, remain remarkably consistent across all human cultures. Perhaps most beautifully, the study of dreams across cultures reveals that despite our different languages, customs, and beliefs, we share a common human experience of using sleep and dreams to process life's challenges, connect with something greater than ourselves, and find meaning in the mysterious gift of consciousness itself. As we continue our peaceful exploration of the dreaming mind, we'll journey back through time to discover how human understanding of dreams has evolved throughout history, from ancient wisdom to modern scientific insight. If we could travel back through time and peek into the sleeping minds of our ancestors, we would discover that humans have been creating the same magical nightly cinema for thousands upon thousands of years, yet our understanding of this mysterious process has evolved like a beautiful, slow-blooming flower, each era adding new petals of insight to our collective wisdom about the world of dreams. From the earliest cave paintings that seem to depict dreamlike visions to the sophisticated brain imaging technology of today, humanity's relationship with dreaming tells a fascinating story of curiosity, wonder, and the eternal human desire to understand the deeper mysteries of consciousness. In the ancient world, dreams were universally regarded as something far more significant than mere mental wanderings during sleep. The earliest written records from civilizations like Mesopotamia, Egypt, and Greece reveal that dreams were considered direct communications from divine realms, prophecies about the future, or visits from deceased ancestors bringing important messages to the living. The famous Epic of Gilgamesh, one of humanity's oldest written stories, features dreams as crucial plot devices that guide the hero's journey and reveal hidden truths about life and death. These ancient peoples understood intuitively that dreams carried a weight and meaning that demanded respect and careful interpretation. The Greeks developed increasingly sophisticated theories about dreaming, with philosophers like Aristotle proposing that dreams might be the result of sensory impressions and memories combining in new ways during sleep, an insight that remarkably anticipates some of our modern understanding of how the brain processes information during REM sleep. Greek physicians began to notice connections between dreams and physical health, establishing healing temples where people could come to receive therapeutic dreams that might reveal cures for their ailments. This beautiful tradition recognized that the mind and body are deeply interconnected, and that healing might come through the wisdom accessed during sleep. During the medieval period, Christian theology heavily influenced European understanding of dreams, with religious scholars debating whether dreams came from God, the devil, or natural bodily processes. While this sometimes led to fearful attitudes towards certain types of dreams, it also preserved the ancient recognition that dreams could serve important spiritual and psychological functions. Medieval Islamic scholars, meanwhile, made significant contributions to dream theory, with thinkers like Al-Kindi and Ibn Sina developing detailed taxonomies of different dream types and their potential meanings, creating some of the world's first systematic approaches to dream interpretation. The Renaissance brought a gradually more scientific approach to understanding dreams, though it would be centuries before technology could reveal what was actually happening in the sleeping brain. Scholars began to study dreams more empirically, collecting accounts from many dreamers and looking for patterns that might reveal universal principles about how dreaming works. This period saw the beginning of what we might call psychological thinking about dreams, the idea that they reflected the dreamer's individual mind and experiences rather than external spiritual forces. The real revolution in dream understanding began in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, when pioneers like Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung proposed that dreams were not random brain activity, but meaningful psychological phenomena that could provide profound insights into the human psyche. Freud's famous assertion that dreams were the royal road to the unconscious opened up entirely new ways of thinking about what dreams might reveal about our hidden fears, desires, and conflicts. Jung expanded this understanding even further, suggesting that dreams could connect us to universal patterns of human experience and serve as guides for personal growth and spiritual development. The discovery of REM sleep in 1953 marked the beginning of modern sleep science, finally providing a biological foundation for understanding when and how most vivid dreaming occurs. For the first time in human history, scientists could observe sleeping brains in real time, measuring brain waves, eye movements, and other physiological markers that revealed the intricate biological processes underlying dream experiences. This scientific revolution didn't diminish the mystery and meaning of dreams. Instead, it revealed just how remarkably complex and sophisticated the dreaming process actually is. Recent decades have brought extraordinary advances in neuroscience that continue to deepen our understanding of dreams while preserving their essential wonder and mystery. Brain imaging technologies now allow researchers to see which areas of the brain are active during different types of dreams, revealing the intricate neural orchestras that create our nightly visions. Scientists have discovered that dreaming involves nearly every brain system, from memory centers to emotional processing regions to areas responsible for self-awareness and creativity. Perhaps most remarkably, modern research is validating many insights that ancient cultures intuited about dreams long before we had any scientific framework for understanding them. The recognition that dreams help process emotions, consolidate memories, solve problems, and maintain psychological health echoes wisdom that shamans, priests, and healers have understood for millennia. Contemporary studies showing that dreams can enhance creativity, facilitate healing, and provide insights into personal relationships confirm what poets, artists, and mystics have always known, that the sleeping mind accesses types of wisdom and understanding that complement and enrich our waking consciousness. As we continue our gentle journey through the landscape of sleep, we'll explore the fascinating biological machinery that makes all of this dream magic possible, diving into the intricate neural systems that transform your sleeping brain into the world's most sophisticated movie studio. Deep within the quiet sanctuary of your skull lies the most sophisticated projection room ever created, a biological cinema equipped with technology so advanced that it makes even the most cutting-edge movie theaters seem primitive by comparison. This remarkable neural projection system operates without a single wire, circuit board, or digital component, yet it creates visual experiences, emotional soundtracks, and sensory effects that surpass anything human engineers have ever managed to design. Every night as you settle into sleep, this incredible biological machinery springs into action, transforming electrical impulses and chemical signals into the rich, immersive dream experiences that feel as real and meaningful as any waking moment. The master projectionist in this neural cinema is your brainstem, that ancient and essential part of your brain that connects your cerebral cortex to your spinal cord, like a vital bridge between mind and body. Deep within the brainstem, clusters of specialized neurons work together to orchestrate the complex dance of sleep and dreaming, carefully timing the release of different neurotransmitters to create the perfect conditions for your nightly movie productions. These tiny neural clusters, with names like the locus coeruleus and the Rafe nuclei, might sound clinical and distant, but they're actually some of the most important players in your personal happiness and well-being, ensuring that you get the restorative sleep and meaningful dreams your mind and body need to thrive. During your waking hours, neurotransmitters like norepinephrine, serotonin, and histamine flow through your brain like a steady current of electrical power, keeping your analytical mind sharp, your attention focused, and your logical thinking processes running smoothly. But as you begin to drift towards sleep, these wake-promoting chemicals gradually decrease, like dimming the house lights before a movie begins. This careful reduction of certain neurotransmitters creates the perfect neurochemical environment for dreaming to occur, allowing other brain systems to take center stage and begin their creative work. Meanwhile, a different neurotransmitter called acetylcholine begins to increase during REM sleep, acting like the main power source for your dream projector. This remarkable chemical enables the vivid visual imagery, emotional intensity, and narrative complexity that characterize your most memorable dreams. Acetylcholine essentially turns on your brain's capacity for hallucination, but this isn't the chaotic, frightening hallucination of illness or drug use. Instead, it's a beautifully controlled, therapeutically meaningful form of hallucination that serves important functions for your mental and emotional health. Your visual cortex, that vast network of neurons responsible for processing sight during waking hours, becomes the primary screen for your dream cinema during sleep. What's truly extraordinary is that this visual system can create incredibly detailed, colourful, three-dimensional imagery without any light actually entering your eyes. The same neural pathways that would normally respond to photons hitting your retina instead respond to internal electrical signals, generating visual experiences that can be more vivid and emotionally impactful than anything you see while awake. It's as if your brain has learned to paint with electricity, creating masterpieces of light and colour from pure neural activity. The hippocampus serves as both the film library and the editing room of your dream projection system, storing vast collections of memories and seamlessly splicing them together into new narrative combinations. This seahorse-shaped structure can access memories from decades ago and blend them with recent experiences, creating the unique temporal fluidity that characterizes dream logic. In your dreams, you might find yourself as a child in your current home or having a conversation with someone from your past about something that happened yesterday. And it all feels perfectly natural because your hippocampus excels at this kind of creative memory mixing. Your amygdala and other limbic structures function as the emotional amplification system in your neural cinema, ensuring that feelings in dreams often seem more intense and immediate than emotions in waking life. These ancient brain regions, evolved over millions of years to help humans survive and thrive, add emotional depth and meaning to dream narratives, making sure that your sleeping experiences carry the kind of emotional weight that can actually influence your waking thoughts, relationships, and decisions. Perhaps most remarkably, your prefrontal cortex, the logical, critical thinking part of your brain that normally questions inconsistencies and maintains your sense of reality, becomes much less active during REM sleep. This isn't a malfunction, it's a feature. By temporarily reducing the activity of your inner critic and logical analyzer, your brain creates space for the kind of creative, associative thinking that can solve problems, process emotions, and generate insights that your rational mind might never discover on its own. The glymphatic system acts as the maintenance crew for your neural projection room, using the deep sleep periods to clear away cellular waste products and toxins that accumulate during waking hours. This biological cleaning service is most active during the slower brainwave states of deep sleep, ensuring that your neural hardware stays in optimal condition for both dreaming and waking consciousness. Temperature regulation also plays a crucial role in your brain's projection system, with slight cooling during sleep helping to optimize the electrical activity that creates dream experiences. Even your breathing and heart rate become part of the projection machinery, with the slower, deeper rhythms of sleep creating ideal conditions for the sustained brainwave patterns that support meaningful dreaming. As we continue our peaceful exploration of sleep's mysteries, we'll discover practical ways to support and enhance this remarkable biological system, learning how to create the best possible conditions for your nightly cinema to flourish and serve your well-being. Just as the most talented film director carefully prepares their set, ensures optimal lighting conditions, and creates the perfect atmosphere for their cast and crew to do their best work, you can gently nurture the conditions that allow your sleeping mind to create its most healing, insightful, and restorative dream experiences. Think of yourself as both the director and the producer of your nightly cinema, with the beautiful responsibility of setting the stage for the magical productions that unfold in your sleeping consciousness. The wonderful news is that most of the techniques for enhancing your dream life are simple, soothing practices that will improve not just your dreams, but your overall sense of well-being and peace. Creating a dream-friendly environment begins with treating your bedroom as the sacred creative space it truly is, a place where some of the most important psychological and emotional work of your life happens every single night. Your sleeping space should feel like a gentle sanctuary that welcomes rest and invites your mind to wander freely into the mysterious realms of dream consciousness. This means keeping your bedroom cool, quiet, and dark enough to support the deep sleep cycles where your most vivid and meaningful dreams occur. Temperature plays a particularly important role, as your body needs to cool down slightly to enter the deeper stages of sleep where REM dreams flourish. So a room that's around 65 to 68 degrees often provides ideal conditions for optimal dreaming. The hours before bedtime become a crucial preparation period for your nightly film festival, much like the careful setup that happens before any important creative project. Gradually dimming lights in your home as evening approaches helps signal to your brain that it's time to begin shifting from the analytical, logical thinking of daytime toward the more fluid, associative consciousness that characterizes dream states. This doesn't mean you need to sit in darkness, but rather that you can mindfully reduce the brightness and intensity of your environment, perhaps lighting candles or using warm, soft lamps that create a cozy, contemplative atmosphere perfect for transitioning into sleep. What you choose to consume in the hours before bed, both in terms of food and media, can significantly influence the quality and content of your dreams. Heavy, rich foods or large meals close to bedtime can create physical discomfort that interferes with deep sleep, while caffeine and alcohol can disrupt the delicate neurochemical balance your brain needs to create optimal dream experiences. Instead, if you're hungry before bed, gentle options like herbal tea, a small piece of fruit, or a handful of nuts can provide comfort without overwhelming your digestive system. Similarly, choosing calming, uplifting, or spiritually nourishing content for your evening reading, music, or television viewing can plant positive seeds in your subconscious that may blossom into more peaceful and inspiring dream narratives. Developing a consistent sleep schedule acts like setting regular showtimes for your personal cinema, helping your brain's internal timing systems know when to begin preparing for the night's dream productions. Going to bed and waking up at roughly the same times each day, even on weekends, supports your natural circadian rhythms and ensures that you move through the complete cycles of sleep stages necessary for optimal dreaming. This consistency doesn't need to be rigid or stressful. Even maintaining regular bedtime and wake-up times within an hour or so can make a significant difference in the quality of your sleep and dreams. One of the most beautiful ways to enhance your relationship with your dreams is to begin keeping a dream journal, treating your nightly visions with the same respect and attention you might give to any other meaningful experience in your life. Keeping a notebook and pen beside your bed, or using your phone's voice recorder if you prefer, allows you to capture dream fragments and stories while they're still fresh in your memory. The simple act of paying attention to your dreams and recording them often leads to increased dream recall and more vivid dream experiences, as if your sleeping mind recognizes that its creative work is being valued and appreciated. Creating bedtime rituals that feel personally meaningful and soothing helps signal to your entire being, body, mind, and spirit, that it's time to transition into the receptive, peaceful state that invites meaningful dreams. This might involve gentle stretching, meditation, prayer, reading poetry, practicing gratitude, or simply spending a few quiet moments reflecting on the day's experiences with kindness and compassion. The specific activities matter less than the intention to create a bridge between your daytime consciousness and the deeper awareness that emerges during sleep. Managing stress and emotional overwhelm during your waking hours significantly impacts the quality of your dream life, as anxiety and worry can hijack your sleep cycles and create repetitive, unsettling dream patterns rather than the varied, healing experiences your psyche needs. Gentle stress reduction practices like deep breathing, meditation, time in nature, creative expression, or meaningful connection with others help ensure that you approach sleep with a relatively calm and open heart, creating space for your dreams to serve their highest purposes of emotional processing and psychological integration. Perhaps most importantly, approaching your dreams with curiosity, respect, and gentle acceptance rather than trying to control or force particular outcomes creates the best possible conditions for your sleeping mind to do its natural healing work. Trust in the wisdom of your own psyche, knowing that your dreaming mind knows exactly what experiences you need most for your growth, healing, and well-being. As we near the end of our peaceful journey through the landscape of dreams, we'll explore how these nightly experiences continue to influence and enrich your waking life in countless beautiful ways. As the gentle light of dawn slowly filters through your windows, and you begin that sweet, gradual transition from sleep to wakefulness, you might imagine that the magical cinema of your dreams simply fades away like morning mist, leaving no lasting impact on your day ahead. But the truth is far more beautiful and profound. Your dreams continue to work their quiet magic long after you open your eyes, influencing your mood, creativity, relationships, and understanding of yourself in ways both subtle and profound. Like the most skilled film editor who continues refining their work even after the initial screening, your sleeping mind has planted seeds during the night that will blossom throughout your waking hours, enriching your life with insights, emotions, and perspectives that might never have emerged through conscious thought alone. The emotions you experience in dreams often carry over into your waking consciousness with remarkable persistence, colouring your entire day with feelings that seem to arise from some mysterious inner source. You might wake up feeling unusually optimistic and confident after a dream where you successfully overcame challenges, or find yourself missing someone deeply after a vivid dream reunion with a loved one. These emotional residues aren't just random after effects, they are your psyche's way of extending the therapeutic work that began during sleep, allowing you to continue processing and integrating important feelings in the safety and comfort of your daily life. The sense of peace that follows a healing dream, or the renewed sense of possibility that emerges after a dream about flying or adventure, can influence your choices and interactions throughout the entire day, making you more open to opportunities, more compassionate toward others, or more willing to take positive risks. Dreams serve as one of nature's most sophisticated problem-solving systems, often presenting you with solutions, insights, or new perspectives that your conscious mind struggled to discover. Throughout history, countless innovations, artistic breakthroughs, and scientific discoveries have emerged from dream experiences, from Kekule's famous dream of a snake eating its tail that led to the discovery of the benzene ring structure, to Paul McCartney's dream melody that became Yesterday, one of the most beloved songs ever written. Your own problem-solving dreams might be less dramatically world-changing, but they're no less valuable in helping you navigate the challenges and decisions of your personal life. You might wake up with sudden clarity about a relationship conflict, a creative approach to a work challenge, or simply a sense of knowing what direction to take in a situation that had been causing you confusion or anxiety. The creative inspiration that flows from dreams often feels like receiving gifts from some benevolent muse who works exclusively during the nighttime hours. Artists, writers, musicians, and inventors throughout history have learned to pay attention to their dreams as sources of creative material, recognizing that the sleeping mind has access to types of imagery, symbolism, and innovative thinking that the logical, analytical waking mind might never discover. Even if you don't consider yourself particularly artistic, you might notice that dreams sometimes offer you creative solutions to everyday challenges, new ways to rearrange your living space, approaches to conversations you've been avoiding, or fresh perspectives on goals and aspirations that had begun to feel stale or impossible. Dreams also serve as a bridge between your conscious understanding of yourself and the deeper, often hidden aspects of your personality and life story. Through dream experiences, you might discover courage you didn't know you possessed, encounter aspects of yourself that you've been neglecting or suppressing, or receive gentle guidance about patterns in your life that need attention or change. These self-revelations don't always arrive with dramatic fanfare. Often they emerge as quiet knowings, subtle shifts in how you see yourself or your relationships, or gradual changes in what feels important or meaningful to you. The relationships in your life can be profoundly influenced by dream experiences as your sleeping mind works through complex feelings about the people you love, creating opportunities for deeper understanding, forgiveness, and connection. You might wake up feeling more compassionate towards someone who's been difficult, or with a renewed appreciation for a relationship you've been taking for granted. Sometimes dreams about deceased loved ones provide comfort and closure that conscious grieving couldn't quite achieve, while dreams about current relationships might reveal feelings or insights that help you communicate more openly and authentically with the important people in your life. Perhaps most beautifully, dreams help maintain your connection to wonder, mystery, and the larger questions of existence that give life meaning beyond the practical concerns of daily routine. In a world that often feels dominated by schedules, responsibilities, and practical necessities, dreams remind you that you're part of something much larger and more mysterious than the visible, measurable aspects of existence. They keep alive your sense of curiosity about consciousness, meaning, and the extraordinary fact that you exist at all in this vast, incredible universe. The healing that begins in dreams often continues throughout your waking hours as your psyche integrates the emotional processing, creative insights, and spiritual nourishment that occurred during sleep. You might find yourself feeling more resilient in the face of challenges, more open to beauty and connection, or simply more at peace with the complexity and uncertainty that characterize human life. As we prepare to close our gentle exploration of the dreaming mind, we'll take a moment to appreciate the profound gift of consciousness itself, and the remarkable privilege of being creatures who can experience both waking awareness and the mysterious magic of dreams. As we come to the gentle conclusion of our journey through the extraordinary landscape of your sleeping mind, it's worth pausing to truly appreciate the magnificent miracle that unfolds within your consciousness every single night. While you rest peacefully in your bed, trusting in the natural rhythm of sleep and wakefulness that has sustained human life for countless generations, your brain orchestrates one of the most sophisticated, creative, and therapeutically beneficial processes that exist anywhere in the known universe. This isn't hyperbole or poetic exaggeration. It's the simple, profound truth about what you carry within your own remarkable mind. Think about the sheer complexity of what happens during a single night's sleep. Your brain, weighing only about 3 pounds and consuming roughly the same amount of energy as a light bulb, creates vivid visual experiences without any light entering your eyes, generates emotional soundtracks more moving than any composed music, tells stories that rival the greatest literature ever written, and provides therapeutic interventions more personalized and effective than any external therapy could offer. It does all of this while simultaneously maintaining your breathing, regulating your body temperature, consolidating memories, clearing cellular waste, and performing countless other essential maintenance functions that keep you healthy and alive. The fact that you can lie down at night, close your eyes, and enter into completely immersive experiences that feel absolutely real, flying through impossible landscapes, having profound conversations with people who exist only in your mind, experiencing emotions with an intensity that surpasses waking life, represents a form of natural virtual reality that makes even our most advanced technology seem primitive by comparison. Your brain creates these experiences not through external machines or artificial programming, but through the elegant dance of electrical and chemical signals flowing through neural networks that somehow mysteriously give rise to consciousness itself. What makes this nightly miracle even more extraordinary is its deeply personal nature. No two people in the history of the world have ever had exactly the same dream, because each person's inner cinema is built from their unique collection of experiences, relationships, hopes, fears, and ways of understanding the world. Your dreams are as individual as your fingerprints, as unique as your laugh, as personal as the particular way you experience love, or loss, or joy. This means that every night, you become both the audience for and the creator of entertainment that has been crafted specifically for you by the part of your mind that knows you most intimately. The therapeutic wisdom embedded in your dreaming process reveals an intelligence that operates far beyond conscious planning or intention. Your sleeping mind somehow knows exactly what emotional experiences you need to process unresolved feelings, what problem-solving scenarios might help you navigate current challenges, what symbolic stories can heal old wounds, and what inspirational visions might guide you toward growth and positive change. This inner wisdom doesn't rely on books, theories, or external expertise. It emerges from the deep intelligence of life itself, the same force that helps wounds heal, flowers bloom, and hearts continue beating without conscious effort. Perhaps most beautifully, your capacity to dream connects you to every human being who has ever lived and ever will live. Across cultures, across centuries, across all the differences that sometimes seem to divide us, we share this fundamental experience of nightly transformation, of consciousness that doesn't simply shut down during sleep, but instead creates rich inner worlds where healing, creativity, and spiritual connection can flourish. When you dream, you participate in an ancient human tradition that links you to your ancestors and descendants in the most intimate possible way, through the shared mystery of what it means to be conscious, creative, spiritual beings inhabiting these remarkable biological forms. The relationship between your waking and sleeping consciousness reveals something profound about the nature of human existence itself. You are not just a rational, logical being who occasionally experiences random neural firing during sleep. Instead, you are a complex, multifaceted consciousness that includes both analytical thinking and intuitive wisdom, both practical problem-solving abilities and profound spiritual depth, both the capacity to navigate everyday reality and the ability to create meaning through symbolic, metaphorical, and deeply personal inner experiences. Your dreams remind you that consciousness itself is the greatest mystery and the most precious gift you possess. The fact that electrical and chemical activity in your brain somehow gives rise to subjective experiences of color, emotion, meaning, love, beauty, and wonder defies our current scientific understanding and points toward depths of reality that remain beautifully mysterious. Every time you dream, you participate in this fundamental mystery of existence, experiencing firsthand the miracle of awareness itself. As you continue through your days and nights, carrying this deeper understanding of your own remarkable inner life, you might find yourself approaching sleep with a new sense of appreciation and anticipation. Tonight, And every night for the rest of your life, you have the privilege of closing your eyes and entering into personal experiences more meaningful, creative, and healing than anything external entertainment could provide. Your nightly cinema awaits, ready to surprise, heal, inspire, and guide you through the beautiful complexity of being wonderfully, mysteriously human. And so we come to the gentle close of our peaceful journey together through the magical world of your sleeping mind, where every night your consciousness transforms into the most caring director, the most creative storyteller, and the most intuitive healer you could ever hope to meet. As you settle into your own bed tonight, perhaps you'll feel a quiet sense of wonder and gratitude for the extraordinary gift of dreaming that awaits you in just a few hours. Remember that your dreams are not random experiences but meaningful productions created specifically for you by the wisest part of your own being. Whether tonight brings you adventures that make you feel brave, gentle healing, dreams that soothe old wounds, creative visions that inspire new possibilities, or simply the peaceful rest your body and mind need to restore themselves. Trust that your sleeping consciousness knows exactly what you need most. Your dreams are love letters written by your deeper self, addressed to the parts of you that need comfort, guidance, courage, or simply the reminder that you are part of something infinitely beautiful and mysterious. As you drift off to sleep tonight, carry with you the knowledge that you are about to enter your own private cinema, where the most personal, meaningful, and healing stories imaginable will unfold just for you. Thank you for joining me on this sleepy exploration of one of life's most precious mysteries. May your dreams be filled with exactly the wisdom, peace, and beauty your heart needs most. Sweet dreams, dear friend, and may you wake tomorrow feeling refreshed, inspired, and deeply grateful for the miracle of your own remarkable consciousness.